webinar, but while still leaving plenty of time for questions and answer, we want to get to as many as we can. You'll hear stuff repeated in a couple different formats in hopes to answer or help answer as many questions as possible and just to organize thoughts a little differently. To start out, the new healthcare law has many new definitions and brings up a lot of old terms as well. We'll quickly review those, what they mean for you, the business, what they mean for your insurance, what they mean for your employees. We will then go chronological over the next 2 years. We'll discuss what starts to kick in 2013, which will be the year of planning, and then how to prepare for 2014, which is when the major provisions begin. Finally, we'll talk about the difference between the large employer responsibilities, of which there are more, and also the small employer responsibilities, which there are less, but they are very important. And as I said, we'll leave as much time as possible for Q&A at the end.
All right. When I give talks, I often say that the best way you can prepare for the law is to add 3 new bedrooms on your house, 1 for your attorney, 1 for your accountant, 1 for your broker. Because you're going to be having to figure out an awful lot of information about your business, about your employees, about your insurance, just to keep it straight and understand the definitions of the law. There are a lot of things about your business well, let's say it's going to be what your obligations are, how much this thing's going to cost you. It's going to depend critically on a lot of variables, including some that you've probably never had to keep such close track of. You're going to have to figure out what size business you are, which sounds like an easy thing, except the definitions within this law are complicated, they're confusing, they differ from one part of the law to another. One provision defines your size in one way, other provisions define your size in other ways. You've got to know a great deal of information about the average and the distribution of the wages of your employees, the type of insurance you buy, whether or not it qualifies, where you're buying it, and there's a long list of terms you're going to have to get used to and have to understand, and they are going to mean real dollars with lots of zeros on the end of it for your bottom line. Let Kevin take over some of the specifics there.
Sure. And then we start out for what's in the glossary, what the terms actually mean for your business. Employer in the law, for the purposes of the employer mandate, is defined generally as an entity that is the employer of an employee under the common law test. In addition, it provides that all entities treated as a single employer under sections 414B, C, M, or O of the Internal Revenue Code are treated as an employer for the purposes of the employer mandate. What does this mean? All employees of a controlled group or an affiliated service group are taken into account in determining whether any member of the controlled group or affiliated group is an applicable large employer. Finally, common control is defined as the same 5 or fewer people owning at least 80%